112. 112 standardized tests between the beginning of pre-K and the end of 12th grade an average American high school student will take. Standard testing can make students have anxiety, stress, and make them feel like they're competing against one another. According to VODAC, we spend 39 school days testing, but from 3rd grade on, American school kids take more national tests every year than a student of any other European country could possibly take during his or her entire school career. As a high school student myself, I have seen how standardized testing affects myself and my friends. I believe that we are wasting too much time taking standardized testing and not enough time preparing for life outside of school. And when we're done, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to do a lot of things, such as how to survive without modern-day technology, home and car repair, home owner and car insurance, cooking, matters, how to find and get a job, healthcare, health insurance, first aid, and time management. In America, there's too much of an emphasis on standardized testing and not enough time focusing on more important life lessons. I will discuss why we need to end standardized testing. Secondly, what we need to do to end it. I'll discuss the outcome of the plan to help end standardized testing. First of all, we need to reduce the numbers of standardized testing in America. There are multiple reasons why we need to eliminate standardized testing. For example, according to the May 2019 edition of Procon.org, excessive testing may teach kids to be good at testing, but does not prepare them for adult life. Secondly, according to the October 12, 2014 edition of the Washington Post, 11th grade students spend as much as 27 days, or 15% of the school year, taking exams. Thirdly, creating elementary school standard tests are stealing valuable time away from children, and standardized testing are robbing children of their childhoods. Fourthly, according to the August 24, 2015 edition of Washington Post, 67% of public school parents believe there's too much of an emphasis on standardized testing. Also, Finland topped the International Education Ranking from 2001 to 2008, yet has no standardized testing used to rank students or schools. I believe that we should do the 3 standardized tests and eliminate using standardized tests for college applications. According to the October 12, 2014 edition of the Washington Post, Bill Clinton wanted to have 3 standardized tests, 1 in elementary school, 1 in middle, and 1 in high school. The reason why I suggest 3 standardized tests and not 0 because it will be a lot harder to persuade the United States Department of Education. But after we get 3 standardized tests, we'll fight for no standardized tests. Instead of 112 standardized tests, we only need to do 3. And they're only for the state to see and not used for college applications. The test would be 90 questions long, but each subject would only have 30 questions. To make it happen, first of all, we need to form an organization. Secondly, we need to contact the United States Department of Education and email the Secretary, Betsy DeVos, or send letters to the United States Department of Education building. And thirdly, we should form a rally outside of the United States Department of Education building. Eliminating standardized tests for college applications, you have choices to what colleges you can go to now. Some believe that standardized testing teaches students how to be good test takers, and standard test helps students take tests. But after high school or college, when are you going to take another test? Probably never. They're teaching you a skill that's almost relevant after school. First chart, it shows that Finland has the most efficient educational system in 2012, while the United States is even on the chart. This shows you that you can receive a good education without standardized testing, and not everything's about tests. According to the August 24, 2015 edition of the Washington Post, 67% of public school parents believe there's too much emphasis on standardized testing. Only 14% of parents believe that testing is an important way of measuring a school's efficiency, and 66% of parents oppose using test scores to evaluate a teacher's performance. Lastly, this last graph shows us that the number of standardized tests correlates to anxiety levels. The less number of standardized tests you have, the less anxiety students will have. But the more standardized tests you have, the higher anxiety students will have. We need to decrease the number of standardized tests. American schools waste too much time taking standardized tests and not enough time teaching us life skills. If we use a 3-test method, we would be cutting down standardized tests by 97%. Michelle Obama said, "If my future were determined just by my performance on a standardized test, I would not be here today. I guarantee you that." I believe this is very similar to the college application system because you need a certain score to get into a specific college. Would you want your kids to take 112 standardized tests and waste 27 days in a junior taking test?